SHANLING M3X Tanchjim X Moondrop limited edition. Today, this is what we're going to be talking about. I'm going to tell you guys 5 reasons why I love this thing so much, and same 5 reasons why you should probably grab it before it runs out. Let's jump into it. So welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be doing a pseudo review of this thing right here, the SHANLING M3X or SHANLING Max. This is the Tanchjim X Moondrop edition, limited edition, only 500 available internationally. My number I got right here is number 477, so I don't know if that means that there's only 23 left, but hey, if you're interested in this after watching this video, I'll leave a link down below to that. Grab one. I really like it. I just really like this thing, and to be honest, just to give you a quick summary, this is the only DAB I personally need for casual listening, right? I have a DAP for testing music, and that's a VO M11 Plus, and I'll tell you guys as well why I don't carry that on a daily basis and why I carry this one instead. So let's just jump into my 5 reasons why I love this thing, and at the end of the video as well, I'm gonna jump into a little bit of the cons, some things I don't like about it, but hey, let's jump into reason number 1. Reason number 1 why I love this thing so much, and that is the battery. It lasts forever. On dual DAC mode, this thing can run for around 15 to 16 hours of pure music listening. And just to give you context, let's say for example you listen to 4 hours of music every day, you won't have to charge this thing for at least 3 to 4 days. That is insanity. It is so good. I cannot wait to travel with this thing because I know I'll never have to charge it. From my point of origin to wherever I'm traveling to, I would never need to charge this thing, and that is just that peace of mind that I have music the whole trip through without charging. That alone is fantastic. Now, if you're using it in single DAC mode, it actually lasts around 18 hours, which is even more ridiculous. So when it comes to charging this thing, let's talk about that really quickly, is that it does charge quite slowly. It doesn't have fast charging, but it does charge up to 100% in one night. So if you plug it in, you go to bed, you wake up, there you go. You have 4 days of music right there. If you listen to 4 hours a day, which I think most people listen to around that area. Anyway, if you listen to less than that, this thing lasts you even longer. It's fantastic. I love it. Reason number 2, the sound. Let's talk about it. You guys love the sound, and the sound on this is beautiful. It has a warm, leaning sound to it, which makes everything feel a little more relaxing, a little more toned down, musical. It's just a beautiful DAB to listen to. Everything that I've ever plugged into this DAB just works. It just sounds great. I have no complaints whatsoever, because not only does it have this kind of warm tinge, but it also doesn't affect any of the other frequency ranges. So the other frequency ranges sound the way they should. The bass sound punchy. It doesn't slow down the bass in any way. It doesn't overly bloat the bass in any way. The treble, crispy, clean. The mid-range, beautiful, just leaning a little bit warm to give you that little bit of a relaxing, warm, kind of musical feeling to the voice. And to me, it just works. I just really like the sound out of these. And if I were to say one thing about pairing, there's one IEM that pairs really well with this, and that is the Moondrop Variations, because that one has a little bit of a scoop or a recess in the lower mid-range, which kind of affects the male vocals, make them not feel so robust. Pairing the Variations to M3X actually fixes that problem to an extent and makes the Variations sounds more full, more enjoyable. And to me, if I were to listen to the Variations, I would listen to it on this DAB. So yeah, sound-wise, really good. And if you have a question about how clean the sound is, this sound is relatively clean. Now, it's not top tier clean, of course. The VO M11 Plus has a noticeably more cleaner voice, but that thing's 900. This is 430, so the price hike, you know, it's uncomparable. For $430, the sound that you get here and the level of cleanness that you get in this thing it's great. It's worth every dollar. Reason number 3 is the build. This thing is solidly built, very nicely constructed, sleek design as well, really lightweight. So when you fit it in your pocket, you don't feel like you have a whole brick inside your pocket. And that was my problem with the VO M11 Plus. Let me grab it. This is a VO M11 Plus. It is heavy, very heavy, so bulky. I really don't like to carry this around in my pocket. The sound is fantastic. One of the best sound I've heard on a DAB. It's so clean. It's great for testing IEMs. So if you're a reviewer, this is the DAP that you should go for. This is the M11 Plus. Love this thing, but it never goes with me anywhere because it is so heavy. That's why I bought this. It's lightweight, well constructed. The sound is still fantastic, and the battery life on this actually lasts longer than this as well, spoiler alert. So yes, back to this thing. The build is fantastic. It's lightweight, it's solid, very well constructed. The placement of the buttons and the knobs are also great. We have the volume wheel right here, which is placed really nicely so that your index finger can easily adjust the volume. Even if you grab it the other way, your thumb can easily adjust the volume right here. And also, play pause button, forward, backward, also plays very nicely. Your fingers can easily control it. And also, if it's on this side, your thumb can easily control it as well. So even in the dark, if it's in your pocket, you can grab it and feel around and you'll be able to find every button you need. And that is so important when it comes to having a DAP, because you do not want to be fidgeting around your pocket looking for the right button, because it just gets frustrating to use. It makes it not fun to use a product. I do not have that problem with this whatsoever. The button placement is really nice and I always enjoy using this, and it never gave me any problems. Now on to the other parts of the construction. You have the 3.5 plug right here and a 4.4 balance output. At the bottom here, you have the charging port, of course, and the micro USB. Simple, it works. The jacks are on top. The buttons are in the right place. The build is perfect. Number 4 reason why you should grab the M3X right now, and that is the features. It has Bluetooth and Wi-Fi, of course. Also, you can use this thing as a DAC. It also has MQA support. For those of you on Tidal, you guys listen to MQA, this has MQA, and it also has the SHANLING AGLO, which stands for Audio Global Lossless Output. So what that means is that it bypasses Android's resampling. You get better quality music from that DAP. Reason number 5, why I love this device so much, and that is power. It has power. It has a balanced output. It runs pretty much anything under 300 ohms when it comes to headphones. So I have the HD800S right here. It runs this on balance just fine. Now I would like a little bit more headroom with this. I do have to run this on high gain to be able to listen to this fully, but it does run it. Now if you have headphones that are like 600 ohms, not gonna run that, but anything 300 ohms and below, it's gonna run it on balance just fine. Now when it comes to IEMs, if you're mainly an IEM listener, it's gonna run every IEM that you have, even the P1 and the P2, which are notorious for being just power-hungry IEMs. This will run the P1 and P2, although you would have to run the P1s and the P2 on the balance to be able to power it. So yes, the P1, P2, planar IEMs, just run them on balance, and headphones of 300 ohms, run it on balance, it'll run just fine. Now onto the cons. I have to be honest here, the cons are nitpicky at best. There's no big glaring cons here. The biggest one's the UI is an Android 7.1, so it's a little older. It does feel a little laggy. It feels like an older Android where it's not really the smoothest user experience. Sometimes I would just be using the app and I was swiping left and right, and sometimes the app would just close randomly. Like it happens sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes. So that is a little bit annoying coming from someone who uses smartphones. If you're used to using smartphones and you're used to the smooth Apple iPhone experience or the Samsung Galaxy experience, this is gonna feel a little bit slow. But again, it really doesn't affect the music. It just affects the user experience a little bit. And that would be my biggest complaint about the M3X. Now on to con number 2, start time. This thing takes about 15 seconds to start. Now that's not a big deal, but if you have to turn this thing on a lot throughout the day, it might get annoying. It does get annoying for me sometimes whenever I want to turn it on and listen to music. I have to wait for 15 seconds or 20 seconds. And yeah, I just want to plug and click play right away sometimes. I don't want to wait for it. And this thing does turn off on its own to conserve power. It has this idle turn off period. You can go into settings and set that idle period to maximum, I think 50 minutes before it turns itself off. But still, I have it on 50 minutes and I find myself turning this thing on at least 5-6 times a day, which gets kind of annoying. I wish it just stays on and I can just click open, plug, and play, but that's not the case. I need to turn it on every time and wait 20 seconds every time. But of course, again, pretty small flaw. All right, guys, that's it for the pros and cons. Of course, there's a ton more pros. Like I said again, I love this thing so much. The power on this thing, the battery life is just insane, and the sound is beautiful. And to be honest, when it comes to DAB, my own philosophy is that I only need one DAB for casual listening or for daily carry, and I feel comfortable enough to say that this can be my only DAB for casual use forever. I really don't want to buy any more DABs. I want to spend money on IEMs. I want to spend money on headphones. So this for me is really enough for my daily use, daily carry, travel purposes. This DAB is just perfect. And I do recommend you guys, of course, to check it out before it's all sold out. Again, I have a link below. I think there's like some 20 units left. So check it out before it's gone. All right, guys, that's it for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. If this was helpful, please click subscribe. More videos coming soon, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.